Hey guys, Cole here. Welcome back to another raid video. I think we're gonna have some surprises coming in for the summer period. So we're almost at the end of the month of May, and I think Plarium will have something in store for us coming in for June, July, August for sure. They always do this every single summer. I know that they do something. We had the UDK promotion, big promotion in the summer of back 2021, I believe. We had Ronda. We had way back before that. We had Ninja. Summer period seems to be something that they want to be pushing out. Last summer, I believe we had the YouTube thing with the what was it called? Call of the Arbiter, the limited series, and that went all the way through the summer. Every single week we had episodes, plus a lot of goodies for everyone, plus champions that we could actually acquire, such as Artak for free. So I think this is coming to raid soon. This is all speculation, by the way, guys, but it's an educated guess. Well, yeah, it's an educated guess. All of this has led me to believe that they are planning something big, and I wanted to make this video as a way to like make it like a call of action for you guys out there to start saving up on your shards. I'm not somebody who really saves up on shards. I have 3 sacreds, so if my prediction comes correct, I will be in trouble. 3 sacreds here, 30 ancient shards, 34 voids. They're not really gonna get me anywhere, but you guys might be in a better slot than me. Of course, we had the Wixwell summoning slash upgrade champions path event, which obviously depleted lots of players out there, their resources, and it's all those things are done on purpose, guys. They are done in order for us to spend our resources, so we are more inclined to spend. This is an obvious thing, obvious tactic. It's been talked about before by the majority of content creators, but what I wanted to emphasize today is what happens if we get a guaranteed. What kind of shard amounts are we going to be looking at, and why am I just calling out for this one? So if we go over to the HH site, they do have a very cool article, probably made by Neva, and it's updated every single time we have a guaranteed champion event. And if we have a look at the latest one we had on the 18th of March all the way to the 21st of March for the St. Patrick's Day. I believe it was actually after the St. Patrick's Day, but we had the Grand Ode Patrick, an amazing champion. Actually allowed me to make a very quick hard mode 10 team for the Fire Knight, and Patrick was amazing, and he was actually offered for about that amount. Although it was like a Titan event, I think the amount of effort you needed to do was quite significant, and having these guaranteed type of events, especially requiring summons, is a big thing for players out there. And we had also the King Narcissus one, which I regret not going for, but in the end it was gonna cost me a pretty penny, and I just didn't want to straight up buy 110 void shards, especially on around the $3 mark. I felt that it was too much, especially since PvP is not something that I do religiously in raid, and I don't do it every single day. If I did, maybe that would have been a more wise decision for me. Do I regret it? Kinda. But decisions are, we make these decisions and we gotta go through with them, right? We all make our decisions, and I made the decision not to spend. So King Narcissus was 110 voids back in February. Then if you fall back a little bit, this was kind of a special thing. We had the Blade Master events where we had Alatrion and Fatalis. Fatalis was very specific one through Deck of Fates, but again, it was like lots of summons required in order to get him. You needed to get 40,000 points at maximum. If you would get lucky, you would get him around the 32,000 point mark, but it still would require summons. Then we had Alatrion, who was through champion training, okay? Although I think it also required summons if you wanted to do summons, so that's why it was included here. We also had other ways to acquire champions, such as the champion training for the one and only. Let me show you guys. I have her here. Look at her, the beauty that is the Archer. She's amazing for the Hydra. She wasn't through a guaranteed type of summons offer, but she was through a champion training for just 1 out of 100, and I was 1 out of 100 that won it. So what I want to say is, very likely we're gonna have something big coming in this summer, so you gotta be prepared. You gotta be saving up your resources. As you can see, I have saved up about 8,000 energy. It doesn't mean much. 40,000 gems doesn't mean much, but if something comes out that requires me to spend these resources, I should be at an okay position to get him. But in terms of shard, just straight up 20 sacres to get it, I'll be in big trouble. And then we gotta have a look way back in the summer of 2023. That's where I'm getting at. So I'm gonna be going down the list a little bit further than that. So we go back to summer of 2023, so we can compare maybe what kind of events we had back then to maybe see, all right, is this going to be worth it? So if we start out at about the end of May back in 2023, we had a guaranteed in May 2023. We didn't have one in May. We had one also in March, which was 20 sacreds worth. You didn't have to spend sacreds, but it was 10,000 points in a summoning rush, getting Mishinagi, an amazing champion. Amazing champion. Highly recommend people back then to get him, and he just shines in the Hydra plus all the other areas that you can require, like a defense down, attack down, and a hex. Then we also had Alsgore, which I did not go for because of the 180 ancient shard. So if you have a look at that, 26th of May 2023 was like a good 2 months after this one in order to get a guaranteed champion. But if we compare now, look at this, March. And now it's the end of May, we had nothing. So it's very likely that something big is coming through for June. That's my guess. That's why I thought to make this video, to give you guys an idea of why we should be expecting something. If something else comes through, it will be guaranteed epics, which we did have. And very solid epics to say that. We had Demitha, of which for 25 void shards. Demitha, kind of easy to make an unkillable team, especially if you have two of them. Kind of easy to make it nowadays. Not so easy if you have just the one. You need high speeds plus some specific champions, although it is doable. Even with one Demitha, if you happen to have like a Seeker and Ares you can farm from the campaign, you can make a team going for the Ultra Armor Clan Boss. Then we had God Security, an amazing champion as well. Helped a lot of people just push a little bit more on the Sand Devil. We had Allure, fantastic champion, especially for climbing through the Doom Tower. Helps with a lot of the bosses and also helps with the Fire Knight significantly. And also Akemtem here with another 30 voids. They really love their voids in July here, and Akemtem really works very well because again of the hex and the special utility he has through his passive. And then after that we had an ancient shard summoning, which didn't feel like that special, but it was pretty much following up 4 days after the Akemtem guaranteed. Then we had another small guaranteed on the 26th with White Dread Nia, which is a very, very cool champion. If you think about it, it's a cooldown reduction champion that does it on a specific champion specifically. Yeah, I said that. And we also had then after that Stag Knight and Seer following up in September of 2023, and even Maneater in the end of September. And then after that, a month later, we had the Deck of Fates for Kaja the Rai. She was accompanied by the other couple hero through a fusion. If I remember correctly, we had Volcanon for 100 voids. Then we had Torment through a Deck of Fates for kind of Christmas. I didn't go for it since I had Torment and didn't feel like spending the resources. Didn't feel like a second Torment would do anything for the account. And we're pretty much back to where this video started. So I honestly think we're going to have something big. I think you guys would agree as well. It feels like we got accustomed to this series of events, this series of tournaments, this series of actions done by Plarium, that it feels like, okay, a guaranteed will be coming soon. And I wonder, what is it going to be? Is it going to be another Void one? I don't think so, but I don't take it out of the equation that they're going to go for another Void guaranteed. Who is it going to be? I don't know. Is it going to be maybe a new champion added for June? Every single month they add new champions. Every single month we have a new fusion type of event, fusion / collection of fragments, whatever they want, they'll do it. And this time around we had the Wixwell one, which I think was a very solid fusion, and it did show that Wixwell, with his empowering of the shields, the growth of the shields that he has created lots of setups where you can make very simple teams for the Ultra Armor Clan Boss. And if you do have the gear like a reflex set especially, it helps a lot and makes it very easy to just push to a one key territory. So I'm very happy about that. Very happy overall on the last fusions. I'm not gonna say any of them were extremely bad, but we did have, if I'm gonna close it off the video, we did have the guaranteed daily login champion, which was, what's her name? I really forgot it. Let me find her. There she is, Chronicler Adeline. Very underwhelming champion, even with the 5-star blessing. I didn't even bother taking her to 6 stars. Very underwhelming, didn't bother booking her up. It just feels like a miss in terms of a daily login champion. Usually they put some effort onto the champions that they add, especially the fact that you get some kind of advantage through the sleep debuff that she applies over on the Sand Devil boss. This can be somehow like a benefit. If you were missing like a team for Sand Devil, you were going to be using this skill here, at least sleep the boss at the start, and then depending on the setup that you're running, maybe be able to kill off the boss before the boss kills you, because you cannot be consistent with a 3-turn cooldown sleep, especially with how the boss works for the Sand Devil. Chronicler Adeline felt extremely to be missing the, you know, the point of you know, a cool daily login type of champion. So this was the video, guys. What do you think? What kind of champion would you be looking for if they did add like a guaranteed type of event? Would you be looking for like a support, a nuker? Would you be looking for something more PvP wise, PvE wise? What is a champion that you're missing, that you feel like you're missing? I think PvP is where players want to have more fun in, and they're just bored of finding the UDKs, the Wukongs all the time. These type of champions really mess things up, especially with Armands. Maybe a cool champion kind of finding their way through to counter Armands, just to add a more counterplay other than just banning Armands for PvP live arena. That would be cool. I don't mind them adding champions that counter champions that we already get. I don't mind that at all, because that gives you like the option. Okay, you're picking Armands, oh, I'm picking something else, and that is the way that we're gonna go, right? So maybe that's something that they're thinking of. Hopefully also nerfing sheep in the coming months, but I haven't heard anything about that. It's just guesswork. A lot of players, a lot of content creators are honestly very vocal about still the polymorph on the chat. I stopped bothering, because I know that if they want to nerf it, they'll nerf it, and they don't care about the content creators' opinions, honestly. All right, guys, that was the video for today. Just going through the guarantees that we had of the past year and my thoughts on what is coming next. Thank you all for watching. Hope you save up. You're gonna need 180 ancients, minimum 110 voids, minimum 20 sacres, just to give you guys the ballpark. I doubt they'll do a guaranteed for a mythical. I don't think they want to, because the mythicals honestly have a huge price point, like 500. I'm gonna say yeah, it's 200 for the pity, for the mercy, right? 200 for the mercy. So it's actually even higher than that. $1,000 for one mythical. Is it really worth it? I don't know. I've got a Rainman summon also. Who knows? 2.5% chance. No, I get an epic. Totally fine with that. Thank you all for watching. Subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. See ya.